Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about a sector in crypto which many people seem to be completely and utterly ignoring. This is a sector which has existed in crypto throughout the entirety of cryptocurrency's lifespan, and it's the one most fundamental sector which not many people are really paying attention to. And it's very simple. It's literally layer one crypto blockchains. We've seen people focus on AI. We've seen people focus on gaming and loads of other sectors, meme coins, all these different things in the crypto market. But most people are ignoring the most very fundamental part of crypto, which is literally a layer one blockchain. In this video, I'm going to be giving you some layer one cryptos, which I think have a lot of potential this cycle, and why you shouldn't be underestimating the layer one sector within crypto as a whole. I'm seeing a lot of people getting sidetracked, okay? Retail investors in particular, looking at these very degenerate, low cap niches, okay? Low cap sectors. Whilst AI is good, whilst meme coins can be good, I'm seeing all sorts of different narratives, which are probably never gonna reach the mainstream, get spun. Focus on what has a good track record, focus on which has good risk to reward ratios, and that's where you'll make the most money. If you go for sectors or narratives that have extreme risk, obviously there's a potential chance that there's high reward, but there's also a good chance that they do absolutely nothing. Layer ones are going to exist in crypto for the foreseeable future. And for that reason, they are the safest place to put your money. And they also can offer a very good amount of reward, as we've seen in previous cycles. So just to articulate this in a very clear and simple manner, if we go and look at CoinMarketCap and we simply just go and look at some of the top cryptos, you will literally see almost all of these are layer one blockchains. And what makes you think that these layer ones are going to remain the exact same throughout the entirety of this bull run, throughout the entirety of this year, and even next year? These layer ones are just going to be the same layer ones that we've had throughout the previous bull run. Obviously, there's some which I personally believe are here to stay, such as Solana, such as Avalanche, but a whole host of these simply are not that good. They're not offering anything intrinsically unique as a layer one. They're not solving the trilemma. They haven't got much on-chain activity. Their ecosystems are completely dead. And for that reason, I think we're going to see quite a big reshuffle with the top 20 in the cryptocurrency market. So if we just scroll down and look at this, obviously you've got Bitcoin and Ethereum there. We're going to forget about the stable coins. You know, you got BNB, which is a layer one. You got Solana, which is a layer one. XRP, Doge is a meme. We're not going to count that. Toncoin, Cardano, Avalanche, Tron, Polkadot, layer 0, layer 1. We don't really care, right? Near Protocol. Polygon is a layer 2, so that doesn't count. And look, this just shows, right? So in the top 20 alone, we've got a ton of layer ones, and this continues into the top 50, the top 100, and so on. As you obviously get lower down the ranks, you start to see more of these more niche categories appear, such as gaming, such as AI, such as meme coins. But in the top 20, in the top 50, the vast majority of these cryptos are simply layer one blockchains. It's always been like that, and I believe pretty much it will always be like that heading into the future. Because in my opinion, we do not have clarity. We do not have certainty that there is one layer one, which is going to be the layer one for smart contracts and ecosystems, right? I just don't think we do. If we look at Ethereum, for example, sure, it's very secure. It's got a good track record previously of existing without any major issues, but it simply cannot function with the level of fees that you're going to have to pay. It simply cannot function. Some of you guys think it can. I personally just think Ethereum is not a futuristic project. It was maybe good in the initial stages of crypto because it was able to obviously be the first mover in the smart contract kind of sector. But going forward, there's just so many competitors which are also proof of stake like Ethereum, but provide much more scalability. And one of those, which has proved itself this bull run already, is Solana. Now, while Solana is quite good, it's extremely scalable in comparison to Ethereum. The fees are much lower in comparison to Ethereum. It still has two fundamental issues, in my opinion. One of them is the amount of transactions that fail. I don't know the exact figure, but I think it's around 70% of transactions on Solana initially fail. This is not good. It's not futuristic. It's still not a perfect chain. The other thing is network outages. Time and time again, Solana seems to have network outages where you simply cannot use the chain. How ridiculous is that? This is not a modern technology. This is something from the past. It's almost like the stock market when the stocks halt and you can no longer trade them. So again, Solana is not the perfect layer one. Bear in mind, Solana is 65 billion in market cap. What is Ethereum in market cap? Ethereum is 360 billion in market cap. And both of these are probably going to go up another 2 to 5x this cycle. So this just shows if a layer one can genuinely be decent, it has potential to go to billions and billions of valuations in market cap. I'm now going to share with you some layer ones that are relatively new. They haven't had a bull run yet. And I think some of these layer ones could potentially make it into the top 20 this time around. So let's get straight into it. So the first layer one I'm going to show you is the most unique layer one out of all of them I'm going to show you today. And that is because it's a proof of work layer one. And not only is it proof of work, it also is a 100% fair launch. This is not like anything else we have seen in the cryptocurrency market in recent years. Pretty much all projects have tried to make a shift into proof of stake, including Ethereum, by the way, which used to be proof of work for those of you who remember. Casper has managed to keep the decentralization and the security of proof of work, but also make it scalable through their DAG consensus, okay? If we look at how Casper functions, it is a block DAG, which means that the transactions are not linear like that, right? They're not in one line. It's almost simultaneous, all different transactions going on at once, obviously much more scalable. And this gives Casper a block time of just 1 second. And it's also said that Casper is going to be going to 10 blocks per second and even 100 blocks per second in the future. So the scalability side of Casper is not an issue. The decentralization side of Casper is obviously apparent because of it being proof of work. The money isn't printed out of thin air, and there's no VCs, no pre-mine, no pre-allocation, none of this. So it's clearly decentralized. It's clearly scalable. It's also very, very secure. So this is the closest a crypto project has ever got to in solving the blockchain trilemma. And for that reason, I think Casper could not only go into the top 10, but in future cycles, even hit the top 5 and maybe even the top 3 in 5 to 10 years down the line. If you look at who's behind this, it's got Jonathan Sompolinsky, who's been cited in the Ethereum white paper and by Charles Hoskinson, I believe. So it's just an incredible project, and it's looking like a great buy right now. In terms of where this can go this cycle, I'd expect anywhere between a $2 to $4 Casper if I had to really narrow it down this cycle. And then in the future, I do believe $20 is possible if they continue the work that they're doing for future cycles. The next layer one I would be stacking right now is Sui. And this ties perfectly into that Solana killer narrative, which many people have been discussing. We know that Solana solves the scalability issue. It can produce a lot of transactions and the fees are not low. But like I said before, there still remains a couple of issues. And for that reason, I think some other layer ones, especially VC-backed proof of stake layer ones, are going to give Solana a run for its money this cycle. They may not overtake Solana or even get close to Solana, but they could certainly put in a bit of competition and provide an alternative to developers. So Sui is one of these options, right? This is a $2.4 billion market cap. If we go and look at the transactions per second for Sui, you can see it compared to the likes of Solana, Avalanche, and Ethereum. Now, the one thing I'll say about this is it can be slightly deceiving when projects boast their transactions per second, because quite often their chains are very empty. There's not too much on-chain activity. And for that reason, the TPS can be a lot higher because the network isn't overloaded. You can see this done with Tectum, for example, where they give a massive, massive TPS score, when in reality, if they had anything near the amount of on-chain activity as Solana, the TPS would be considerably lower. That's just a given. But if we look at Sui, this is the one that they're claiming. Now, you've always got to give a bit of margin for error with these things because, like I said, they can be deceiving. But even still, right, if you go and test the finality as well, it's extremely fast compared to the likes of Solana, Avalanche, and Ethereum. And who knows if it will hold up with a lot of on-chain activity, but it is a new project, right? Solana continued to do upgrades. Ethereum continue to do upgrades. These are basically not commodities in a way, right? They're basically businesses. They do upgrades, the teams have meetings, they do all these things to try and make themselves the fastest chains. So I imagine Sui is going to continue doing that, allowing it to cement itself as one of the fastest known layer ones. Now, if you would want to learn a lot more about Sui, I recommend you go and watch my video that I did specifically on Sui, and the same with Casper, because I'm not going to go into these in too much depth because I'm trying to talk about a lot of different layer ones. But just trust me on this. These are both very solid projects. I want you to go and do your own research as well, but they are pretty well-grounded projects in the market. Now, before I get into my next layer one picks for this bull run, I highly recommend you go and check out my private community linked in my description. This is a very active network of like-minded investors, all in the crypto space. We've got young people, we've got retired people, all in this group with the same vision of making multi-millions this crypto bull run. I recommend that you go for my VIP Plus tier. This is the one where you can track everything I'm doing in the market, what I'm buying, what I'm selling, everything like that. And you can see my personal portfolio with the exact percentages. I also do live streams almost every day in there, so you don't want to miss out. I highly recommend that you just trial it out for a month, and I'm sure you're not going to be disappointed. So on to the next pick in this list, we have Say, which has a $1.4 billion market cap. This is also a very scalable layer one, very similar to Sui in that regard of how it's seen by retail investors. And again, this is one which is quite heavily VC backed on Binance and on Coinbase. And yeah, I see this as one of the other contenders to potentially get to the top kind of 10, top 15 in the crypto market. Now, the next layer one I have here is another kind of almost proof of work project. It's actually called proof of space time. So they're using your disk, your storage space within your PC as the kind of resource to mine. So it's a very unique project. And this is called SpaceMesh. It's an $85 million market cap. And there's a rumor going around that they're going to be having some exchange listings coming soon. So if this happens, you can expect explosive price action with this project, because this is another very decentralized project, and consequently they haven't had major exchange listings because they haven't funded them themselves, right? They're going to be listed on exchanges by merit or by community financing. Very, very similar to the situation that Casper found itself in. Now, this price looks like it's just been going down constantly, but you don't see the price prior to when it wasn't listed on CoinMarketCap. But what I would say is this is an excellent buy in the dip range. You're getting this one at an $85 million market cap. And just the fact that this is such a decentralized consensus, and if you go and look at the team behind it, it wouldn't surprise me if this project has a 50x plus left in the tank for this bull run. And the final layer one I would potentially be stacking up is Avalanche. And this may seem like a surprising one to you, but Avalanche is undervalued in my opinion. It has a lot of the same properties as Solana. And I would argue the ecosystem in certain sectors outperforms Solana. If you look at Avalanche's gaming ecosystem, we have a ton of projects moving over to AVAX to build their games. Avalanche could also see a big meme coin run. And if it sees that, the chain is going to explode. The prices are going to explode. It has very simple dexes to use, such as Trader Joe. It's had previous experience in the crypto market, so it's not very high risk because it's had a previous track record. And it's listed on all of the biggest exchanges and has some of the best partnerships in the crypto market. So Avalanche is another layer one, which could go into the top 5, definitely into the top 10. And yeah, just undervalued in my opinion. 13 billion market cap. This one could easily go up to 100 billion this cycle. So they are my top layer ones to be potentially buying in this crypto bull run. Do not fade the layer one sector, guys. I know gaming is good. I know memes are good. I know AI is good, but focus on the fundamentals for a second. Crypto has always been driven by blockchains, always been driven by layer ones, and it will continue to be driven by them going forward into the future. Layer twos, on Ethereum haven't actually done that well this cycle. So I still think there's a bit of hesitancy there for people to actually get on board with the whole layer 2 kind of idea. Most people want a good base chain, and that is what I'm trying to give you guys today. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you get in my Discord community. It's linked in the description. People are making a lot of money in this group. You only have to go and look at my previous videos on YouTube to see my track record. It's all public information. We've made 20x's in here. We've made 50x's in here. And some of the members within the group have made way over 100x on certain meme coins that they've been trading. So you want to go and join this group. It's linked in the description. It's also in the pinned comment section. And I'll look forward to seeing everyone in the next one. Goodbye.